Why did you look like one when you put the fucking hand up like that? You look like Cockknocker from Chainsaw.
That's a goddamn compliment right
It
there.
is. That's Mark Hamill at his
That's Mark
finest, man.
Hamill.
At his
Right.
finest. That's the best role he ever did. Best role he ever did. Fuck Luke Skywalker. Fuck the Joker. Best role ever.
Cock knocker. That's the pinnacle of his career right there. A Kevin Smith movie.
And like a minute and 30-second cameo, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's really
Sure.
interesting if you
What
ask
was
us.
he in The Flash? I forgot.
Yeah. He was a calendar man.
The
He's,
trickster.
The trickster, that's right.
I thought he was calendar man.
Trickster, both in the recent series and in the series they did in the 90s.
There's like a cartoon series too that he's Swamp Thing. So they did like like a little short episode, and it's
He
just
really
like
is
Mark
like
Hamill being
yeah,
kidnapped by
he's
the
really
Joker.
like just intertwined into all of like the comic book stuff, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Like he really is. His Joker, his Joker
Oh, it's
voice
perfect.
is like no one should ever voice Joker besides him, in my opinion.
Just use
I've only
it for
heard one
just like Heath Ledger will always go down as the best Joker, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably.
I love how Dustin.
Although
who's your live action Joker?
Heath Ledger, I would say.
What the fuck?
it's Heath Ledger, but
I was reading the text, Jordan. I was trying to be polite.
I'd put Jack Nicholson number 2.
No, Jack is number 2.
Jack is number 2.
Heath.
Jack was great.
Yeah, I think they did the Joker then before, like, personally, before knowing how to do the Joker yet.
Yeah,
it was a very different type of Joker.
Agreed.
Almost too organized of a Joker.
Yeah.
This hot takes with Jordan.
Daddy issues with Jordan.
Better than daddy issues.
I really got a complex about the Joker.
Watch it when I was a kid because my dad didn't want me to watch it.
Oh god.
I didn't have a dad to tell me I could watch it.
Oh damn.
Welcome back to the Centerway Society. Tonight we have a little treat of an awesome show that came out in 2007 and wrapped up in 2012. But before I get into that, I would like to introduce some of the cast for tonight. Once again, I am not going to alienate by doing cool intros for people. So I'm just going to introduce who's on here. We've got Dustin with us.
Hi.
We've got James with us.
Hi.
See, I made him the middleman this time. He's not last. And I've got Rob with us. Saving the best for last.
So
I was really waiting for you to like give him like
just Rob. Give him just one.
No,
no,
it's fine.
I thought we was doing the high thing.
No, just give
that would have been funny. All 3 highs.
Just give James one, but
Sorry.
it like be like a really mediocre one.
Yeah. James, who may or may not be on a list, and then Rob, and then yeah.
Anyways,
that's right. We can, maybe next time I'll do it, and then we'll see how it goes.
Just a little payback.
Anyway, without further ado, as you can tell by some of our names on here, this episode is about Chuck, the TV series. Fantastic series, very underrated, kind of a cult classic now, honestly. Zachary Levi and the gang are trying to get a movie going still. I know as of 6 months ago, he was in talks with Warner Brothers to allow it to happen. And they were like, yeah, we can figure it out. So hopefully we get a movie at some point too with it. But we are here to talk about some theories we may have about the show. I've got a few. I know James got at least one. I don't know. I don't think Dustin you didn't do any, did you?
No.
And then Rob, did you have any?
Not even one.
Not even one. There you go. So we got a few theories here. James is already revving up his engine and turning the key on because we love the keys. But I will get into the first one, and this is a throwback. This is for the early days. So Dustin, you've seen that. You at least know who this character is, so you might.
I hope so.
You might. So there's a character in this show named Harry Tang. Also, so Dustin, just trying to refresh your memory a little bit. He's like so Chuck and him are like the two uppers at the store that compete for like they're trying to both go for the manager role essentially. But Harry
Okay.
Tang, he's like the uptight
buy
guy who
more
really wants it.
protagonist.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's only I know he's
antagonist. I'm sorry.
I know he's 100% in the first season. I think he even goes into season 2, but halfway through, there's a part, and this is what we're going to get into on it. There's a part where he kind of finds out what is going on with the CIA and NSA and Chuck. So what ends up happening is Harry is told that he has to fly to Hawaii and they've enlisted him to become a CIA agent. And that's how he leaves the show.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
I was thinking of someone else. That's all.
You were probably thinking when Morgan goes to
no, not Morgan. The other one who undercuts Big Mike to become the manager of the store.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. No,
he gets killed.
He dies a horrible death.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
It was. He was such a dick. Anyway, Harry Tang is told that, hey, you're going to be briefed when you go here. You're going to become a CIA agent. Congratulations. I believe because we never see the character again. They never bring him back up, and it wasn't like they couldn't have for like the finale episode because they brought a lot of the cast in and a lot of the cast, like support cast specifically for like the finale or the last few episodes of the seasons or of season 5. They like people that didn't even get talking roles throughout the entire show. They give talking roles to, and like it was a thing that they did amongst the cast as like a farewell type of thing for the show. So, but is my belief that Harry Tang goes to Hawaii and actually becomes a CIA agent, which would be really cool. Now, there's nothing to back it, but we never see of him again. And wouldn't you think that, hold on, it's a possibility. And wouldn't you think that if someone told you to go to this place, go fly to Hawaii, and that you're going to be briefed here and you're going to become an agent, and then it never happens and all that, wouldn't you just fly back to where you had a comfy job? And wouldn't you try and like go like give some shit to the person that told you to do that?
Okay. Maybe he got really like invested in like spam and shit. I don't know. But like no, so he was sent there under the ruse that he was going to become a CIA agent.
And then, correct.
And then the theory is he actually did become one.
My theory is that he actually becomes one from like maybe a slip up or something, like he's en route or he's there and then like a mission's going on and then he just happens to like stumble upon it and then it happens that way.
Like they send a memo and they're like, hey, this dumbass is coming in for training, wink wink, and he shows up and they're like, oh, this is the new guy.
Yeah. Like he actually like just stumbled upon the room and then like if you know who Harry Tang is, he's kind of like this like almost, I don't want to say he's military because he's definitely, I don't think they show him, he doesn't have a military background, but he's like very like military and organized when it comes to running the store, like being a leading employee of the store. He's very like organized in the way he does things and runs it almost like military to a degree where he's like, I mean, the motherfucker's like, dirt, Chuck, think you could keep it cleaner back here? Like he's that type of person, which is why he becomes a assistant manager at some point. Yeah, there you go.
This is fucking irony, right? Because if my understanding is correct, like Chuck washes out and he actually has some experience in it because he has what is it called? The intersect?
The intersect, yeah. He gets the intersect from Bryce Larkin.
He has knowledge. He has experience on the job working with the CIA. He goes to do it. He fails out. And then this
couldn't get it up though. Is what happens. It's
another. Sometimes that happens.
It is,
but
that's kind of how they like portray it in the show, is like, because there was a point where he couldn't flash anymore with the intersect because of the stress.
Yeah.
So they allude to it in a way like he has dreams of like Sarah being like, come on, Chuck, if you could just flash for me, just flash. And it's like, this is really weird way to portray this.
The expectations are too high, man. Sometimes you just can't perform.
Exactly. he was under duress. Okay. He had a lot of stress in his life and he could just not flash. And that is a real problem for all men in society. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Counter theory.
Ooh, I like this. Go ahead.
What if they didn't recruit him, but they dealt with him in a different way?
They like killed him off? They have to do something, right? Because you can't know the secrets of like the most
Yeah.
protective thing in the world.
And he walks
I
in on
mean-
John Casey, if I remember right.
He does.
It was Casey who told him he'd be joining was it CIA or NSA? Because in the first season he was NSA.
Well, no.
but
So Sarah is always CIA.
Yeah.
John is NSA the entire time.
Okay.
And
Because
then
I
they
didn't know
become
because
joint
the
team at a certain
It,
point.
it's a joint effort. So
It's a joint task
it's
force.
CIA and NSA working together, and in which case, in like the pilot episode, the general is not the general we come to love and know. Like it's a different actress. It's a different actress.
Same actress.
No, it's not. No, it is not. Go look it up. And
Oh,
then,
I am.
yep. And then
This is
the guy
Chuck
for
spurt right here. Don't question him.
the guy for I can't remember if he was CIA or NSA, but that guy gets blown up when the whole intersect thing.
Yeah,
He
they
was
killed the
CIA.
Candyman.
He was CIA. There we go. Okay, yeah,
He was CIA.
yeah. But no,
General Beckman.
was
General
for
Candyman.
the pilot episode was a different actress.
Okay.
Just for the pilot, I think. I don't think it was. It could have been a couple episodes, but I think it was just the pilot.
She was in a total of 78 episodes. Hold on. I am on IMDb currently.
There you go.
You continue and I'll make sure I'm
By the,
possibly wrong.
by the way, James didn't get his like little key intro. You know?
He didn't get a key intro, which I think is a
on.
perfect time to segue into.
Oh,
Dun,
do
dun,
I hear something?
Keys.
Get him a little bit closer there,
Da,
Dustin.
da, 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 da.
Yeah, you're right.
Da.
Yeah, it's very close looking, but definitely a different person.
Just the sound of a heavy door swinging open.
Are we not? I'd say if we're not
I'm
gonna-
waiting for James.
Oh,
Hold
he's
on, no,
muted.
yeah, I was trying to fix my computer. So I got a key, boys.
He's got a key.
okay,
all
we
right.
got
He's
the
got
intro
key.
and everything.
So the
Yeah.
entire series of Chuck
Oh God.
Oh yeah, he told me this one.
I don't
Is
like where this is
all-
going.
is all in Morgan's head. Morgan.
What?
Let
Why?
him let him get into
No.
it because let him
Oh,
get
yes,
into it
this
because
is
it
good.
honestly it would make a lot of sense. But it is one of those theories like he was in a coma or
Yeah,
He was dead the
everything
whole
dead the whole
time.
time. It's
Or it
one of
was a
those type of
dream.
theories.
Yeah,
It's one
well,
of those
I
type
guess
of
that's
theories.
coma.
It's one of those
So-
types of theories, but
Yeah.
it would make sense if you know Morgan's character.
Yeah, so Morgan was actually really smart at one point, and he was the one who was in MIT. He got busted for doing cheating or something and got kicked out. Once he gets kicked out, he has a mental breakdown and starts to go work at the Buy More. This is where he imagines Chuck and all of his family and everybody at this Buy More. That's why this Buy More is crazy, like a Simpsons episode all the time.
Think about it. The
Because
Buy
it's
More goes through all
all
this crazy
in-
stuff.
It's all in Morgan's imagination.
So, well,
So
okay.
Chuck doesn't exist.
Chuck doesn't exist.
Yeah,
The
it
show
would
should
be like
called Morgan.
sure should become that would sell.
Wait, you're saying this is Fight Club?
exactly.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. Like
Chuck is
it's
like Brad Pitt?
yes.
Yeah.
Dustin's like, I'm going back and watching this series now.
I mean, that sounds
Um,
cool, right? Like,
Yeah.
wait, hold on.
Once again,
Okay,
it's-
hold on. Just I
Oh my
want to
God,
clarify.
that's-
Who is Morgan again?
Morgan was Chuck's best friend.
But
The one, bless you,
The bearded
by the
one.
way. The one that's like in love with Chuck's sister?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird, like, little
It's like a
fantasy.
fantasy, right? Like a fantasy,
Mhm.
like a dream.
yeah, but if this was Morgan's fantasy, why does he not end up with the sister?
Because
because
she
he's
doesn't
just
exist.
A little bit out of reach.
she doesn't exist.
Just
that
that,
would
whole
be-
scenario is a little
But
weird.
everyone
No, he's out of
else
reach,
is
figuratively and physically.
No, hold
just-
on. He is Chuck.
No, he is not Chuck.
No, he imagines Chuck.
He imagines, Chuck.
imagines
He
Chuck.
imagines he has a best friend because he goes through a
So
mental
is the
break.
rest of the family imaginary too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Casey, Sarah, they're imaginary.
Yes.
Did they
So
ever play
Casey's
Hmm.
daughter, who Morgan winds up dating, she's imaginary.
Yes.
I mean, you gotta have an
Everybody in this
imaginary
show is
girlfriend at some point.
imaginary. Okay, well this
Rob,
is dumb.
Rob. Nothing happened.
Nothing
In the
happened.
entire
Just-
show.
Nothing
Jordan.
happened. It's all
Sure.
in.
Did the Pixies play at all?
in the entire show.
in the entire show.
It's possible.
It's confirmed
definitely-
if it did.
it's
If where's my Come on, man.
I honestly don't remember. I'm
Yeah.
sure
They played a lot of 80s music, if I remember right.
well, yeah. So in Chuck, every episode is supposed to be like a mini 80s action like type of thing, like action. What's the word I'm looking for? Like action spy type thing.
Espionage,
Sure.
thriller, kind of.
Sure.
So, all right.
Yeah,
Huh.
that was like when they originally pitched it. That was the idea. It's like every episode is supposed to be a mini version of like an 80s spy show or movie,
I did not know that either.
but modern and kind of funny and comedic.
All right.
Because there's parallels. So like you see the stuff going on with like Chuck and Sarah and John.
Like it
Yeah,
rhymes?
I said parallels. It rhymes.
Yeah.
And then like so
I know
what'll
these
happen-
terms.
There's subplots to everything. So whatever's happening with those three on their missions, you have a secondary plot where something like similar is happening at the Buy More, but it's like a goofier, dumbed down like retail employee version of it.
Oh, so like I'm having a problem keeping the shelves organized, and then it's like, oh
And then
man,
it's like-
Oh,
it's like-
well, like
Chuck's like I have to disorganize this entire bomb, and it's like, oh man, I have really
Call of
bad-
Duty episode.
Yeah,
It's just
there
like-
you go.
yeah, we're gonna buy more.
Yeah,
Or you could say it's always it's like an old 80s movie with a comedy twist, sort of like a Tucker Dale versus Evil.
exactly like that. By the way, Rob, not joking. That is a movie I think you would love to
Really is,
death.
yeah. Ask Dustin. I got
It
him
is.
to watch
It is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you when I have time, I will give it a try.
Yeah. It's not scary at well. No, I wouldn't say it's scary at all. There's like, they try to make some parts scary, but it's like a comedy person trying to make something scary. You know what I mean? Like it's just goofy.
It's like, ooh, we're going in
Ooh.
the big dark house.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, or like maybe if you were trying to make a comedy and you were like, you know what, horror movies are dumb.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, slasher films, I guess, more than
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a take on an 80s slasher that was a comedy.
So there is a website that is literally dedicated to just the music that is played in each episode of Chuck.
That
Oh, the
wait,
website
just
about
Chuck.
every other episode.
Just Chuck.
I love Modern Society. I thought you were gonna say there's a website for like every song that's ever been entered. Like you could like Google or like search and be like, we're the
No,
Pixies
it
in Chuck, but
literally
it's just Chuck.
It is literally just Chuck.
I'm telling you, man. There's
And it's like each episode has what music was played.
That's awesome. There is a real thing, and Zachary Levi has talked about it several times, where Chuck fans are just some of the most dedicated fans in the entire world when it comes to that series.
It is kind of frightening how true that is.
It really is, man. I mean, like I was showing, Dustin, I got Chuck Bartowski with me tonight,
Yeah.
got his nerd herd badge right here, baby.
Well, you dressed up as Chuck when you're for.
I did.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
I did. For
I
Halloween.
remember these things. Yes.
Look at that. That's right, because we were still working together, and I laminated that at the office.
Yeah, you did. But also, I saw you walking down Main Street with Jess. So
I don't know that I was with Jessica then.
maybe you weren't. I don't remember. I remember seeing you in the costume though. So I am looking for like the Pixies. I'm literally not even paying attention to what the hell you guys are talking about.
We're talking about Chuck.
We need to
Oh,
know
so
if it
we're
was
Was
if
it
it
in
was
there?
all in his head the whole time.
It wasn't,
Right.
but that's besides the point.
It wasn't. Damn.
Moving on.
I like your theory, James.
I like the
thought it
idea
was
of a mental breakdown because
I
if it
did.
were to happen to any character, Morgan would be that character.
Yeah. That was a good key.
It was a good key. All
Yeah.
keys are good keys.
I don't know about that.
All keys are
No.
good keys.
Except the one that started the keys.
It unlocks
Oh,
doors.
man. It does. All right. So I will get into my next one.
Hell yeah.
And this one involves the intersect.
Okay.
My theory, and this is how I believe it is, there's kind of something that supports it closer to the end of the series, but I think this is how it was always supposed to go. The Intersect was always designed to eventually kill the agent. But there are some people who can deal with it for a long term. For instance, Chuck being one, and the other would be Volkov. Agent X, whatever you want to call it, whatever his, I can't remember what his original like MI6 name was though.
So what makes him special now?
It's kind of like the for instance, like Supernatural with Sam and Dean being perfect vessels.
He was like genetically engineered to be able to handle the Intersect.
Exactly.
It's just his like actual genetic makeup that
would allow. So my theory is one, the Intersect is designed to eventually kill the agent.
Okay.
For instance, think about this. We are giving, and this is something that was, the government was, NSA, CIA, all of the enemy cells, all of them were after the Intersect, right? Why? Why were they after the Intersect?
Because it's like every bit of CIA knowledge, right?
Of every, no, not just CIA, of knowledge of everything when it came to intel, right?
Yeah, that would be like probably the most valuable asset ever. Yeah.
Right. So everybody's after it. Everybody wants one too.
Okay.
And this is the first iteration of the Intersect. There's another one where eventually, like, it teaches you how to fight and it triggers it in your brain, and you can, essentially master any art form of fighting or do anything with it too.
That's Intersect 2.0.
Exactly. That's a little bit more in depth. But now, why would any world's government put this in one person and let them live with that information?
There's got to be a kill switch.
There's got to be a kill switch, or it was originally designed to deteriorate their mind over time, eventually leading to their death because they don't want these secrets out. There's evidence to support this. So, for instance, we were talking about how Morgan gets the Intersect. Okay. Morgan, when he gets the Intersect, he only gets it for like, I want to say it's like a week or 2 weeks based off of like the timeline they give. A few, like I said, it's a few episodes of an arc of it, but it's like just a few weeks. And it changes his entire personality, and it deteriorates his mind to a point he was flashing so many times that it was starting to like deteriorate his brain and causing he gets literally short-term memory loss and doesn't get it back. Some things back, like for instance, when he's trying to get his memory back, John Casey, he has the original trilogy. He's got the original and the prequel for Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
And John, he's like, which one is these did I like? And this is 2008, so everybody still hates the prequels, right? To some degree.
It's original trilogy,
right? So John,
he doesn't know this.
He has his mind essentially wiped. He has short-term memory loss. So John Casey's like, you didn't like the original trilogy. You were really into the prequels to like mess with them.
And this is pre-Clone Wars.
This is before Clone Wars, Rebels, all of that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But so he had to watch, and I think he specifically said like Phantom Menace or something like that was like the one he liked the most or something, which is just, how funny that is, right?
Yeah.
So there's short-term memory loss there, and he only has it for a small period of time. Once again, I don't believe, like I said, James and Rob, you guys never saw the 5th season, but at some point Sarah gets the Intersect. And she flashed. Yeah, she does. And let me tell you, there is a difference between
she can flash me.
All right. So
can I just interrupt 1 second, Ru?
All right.
Real quick. Thank you. First things first. He was known as Alexei Volkov, but
Volkov.
He first showed up as Gregory Tuttle,
as a fake MI6.
As a fake MI6 agent, Gregory Tuttle.
Yep.
Who was Chuck's mom's handler, in theory. But his actual name is Hartley Winterbottom.
That's what it was, Hartley Winterbottom. Because I was like, I remember it was a dumb fucking like name, super dumb name. But he was still. Was he MI6 then, or
he was MI6?
I don't think he was originally MI6 though, as that though. I can't remember, man, because I know he is Agent X.
Yes,
he's the first. Well, see, this is hard. He's technically the first Intersect. But it's also weird because it's like his dad tested it out on him, like on himself first.
Yes.
So he's also kind of like the original, but he had
But
he has a
also
code name.
Chuck was the first one who actually got flashed.
And that's the thing. Chuck is technically
But
the
that was by
first
accident.
Intersect. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like Agent X is technically considered the first project. It was his first failed project. But like his dad had it because he tested it on himself, and then Chuck flashed himself at like 7 or 6 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
On accident.
So like Captain America and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Anyways,
because Weapon X. I get it. Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But last thing, no pixies throughout the entire run.
Oh. Then
I
it couldn't. It
I
couldn't.
went
Debunked, James.
5
Debunked.
seasons of music.
I thought there would at least be "Here Comes Your Man."
Bright Eyes was on there,
Yeah,
but no pixies.
wow. Well,
Wow.
I'm sorry, James. It was very
Yeah,
good. It was very good, Key.
So that's canon now. Unless there's been a Pixie song in it, it can't be one of those.
It can't be Fight Club unless there was the Pixies.
Okay.
Fair.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Okay,
So,
I do
go ahead.
have a question about
Sure.
this current theory, right?
Sure.
Okay, so first off, I feel like you're giving a little bit too much credit, but that aside, right? I'm not saying anything bad about the
Okay,
show. I'm just
okay,
saying it
okay,
doesn't seem like
okay.
it put that much thought into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so are you just saying that much knowledge would kill any normal person, or the Intersect was designed to kill the host?
I believe so. The Intersect we know is, well, you might not know this actually, but his dad
No.
is the one who creates the Intersect, and he's doing it for the government.
Okay.
And there's many iterations of the Intersect. Probably like Chuck, like we talked about, accidentally flashes himself when he's like 6 or 7, and doesn't die. And his dad sees him. He's like, "Oh my god, we don't even know what version of the Intersect that is." But I do believe at some point the government gets their hand on it and they change it. They change his stuff up just a hair to where, yes, you still do everything, but at some point it does eventually deteriorate the mind.
So why wouldn't the initial flash not just automatically be terminal for the host?
It would have to be an overtime thing. You can't give
Why,
it to.
though?
So the Intersect was originally designed for like a super agent.
Okay.
Essentially, that was what the goal was.
Yeah.
But once again, old agents and stuff like that, they usually at some point they're no longer here anymore, right? And there's a reason for it. They have secrets, they have intel, they have stuff like that the CIA, NSA, world's governments don't want getting out. So why not give it as like this big promotional role that you're going to be the best agent in the world, and you have this information, and it's something that they can just upload continuously into new agents as it goes. And then when they're done with this agent doing their duties, bye. Or
Kill switch.
like if there's a kill switch, that'd be cool. Or like my thing is, the reason why I'm saying the deterioration of the mind is there's literally evidence that supports it in the show itself.
Makes sense. I could see
you're
that.
saying that it's something that like you access, almost like as if you were shooting yourself up with like adrenaline, and eventually your heart would give out.
So
It would
yes
just
and
fucking explode.
yes and no. There's 2 ways it's access.
Okay.
One is, for instance, most of Chuck's flashes came from him. If he sees something or he sees a person, he's like, and it just boom, it hits his head, and he's done doing the face where he looks like there's also an episode where they talk about his face when he flashes, and he's like, "Oh, I always just think you have to take like a poop or something," because he's like, and he tries to fake the face one time because he's not flashing, and it just looks fucking goofy. But so he does it more so on accident, whereas like
a trained agent would be able to go like,
right, a trained agent would be able to do it. Like when Bryce Larkin, I think, gets it for a small portion, a very small portion, he's kind of like the perfect agent for it because he's already trained combatively. He has an agent type mind and IQ, and then he can use it. Sarah gets it. Sarah becomes like, honestly, a perfect killer. Like she becomes what the Intersect should have been. But she's not the right candidate for it because after about having it, like she can't control the flashes when she gets it, if I remember correctly. At one point, she flashes like 56 times or something like that, is like what the number is, in like a 3-minute span. So that was another thing, is like per flash, it does more. So Chuck in the show, really, like every episode, really, like in the early days at least, only flashes maybe 3 or 4 times
Okay.
per episode
Okay, so he's like capable of using it
because he can
more than
control it in
others,
his mind. Right, exactly.
and he
it's
kind
the
of fails
host.
upward because he's just not using it very often.
Exactly. So
Okay.
he's kind of like the perfect like person for it. Like it's like the intersect is a symbiote, and he's like the perfect connection to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Sarah gets it. She gets short-term memory loss. I'll go into that in my last theory because we're gonna have to get into that. Same thing happens with Morgan. Chuck over time starts to experience like where it's killing him. But his dad makes a watch called the Governor, and that's supposed to combat any of the issues with
Yeah.
it and control the intersect better. And
I
then
remember
Shaw, Shaw takes it and uses it for himself. So and Shaw's kind of like the perfect agent once again to get it because of who he is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of perfect agents in this show.
Shaw is also
really,
Roth.
yeah, Brandon Roth. So really,
Superman.
it's your perfect agents are Bryce Larkin,
Yeah.
Shaw, Sarah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Zachary Levi's character of Chuck is what I would call an accidental perfect agent.
Yeah. Fails upwards.
He was never supposed to be an agent ever.
Yeah.
John Casey, while he's a great agent, he would not have been a perfect agent. Morgan, not a perfect agent. Like really, like literally 4 people should have had this intersect. And the intersect program was actually, there's even one more that even those 2 don't even know about. There's another agent who it was initially designed for in the CIA. And when he went to get it, it was like the night he was supposed to get it is the night Bryce Larkin steals it and then ships the information to Chuck.
Yeah.
And that's how Chuck gets it. So the night that Chuck gets it, the agent it was actually designed for to do like that doesn't get it. And he's part of like the last 6 or 7 episodes of the show.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Very, very, very interesting plot there, man. It was
all right. I might have to watch the last season.
I'm a tread here for you.
All right.
Good season. Gonna piss you off how they end it. Just like all fucking shows.
So just like How I Met Your Mother.
Game of Thrones.
Worse.
Worse than How I Met Your Mother?
Worse than How I Met Your Mother.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, dude.
I don't think anything could be worse than last episode of Game of Thrones, though.
I never saw Game of Thrones,
so I don't
so
care.
yeah.
Bran, the Broken has a story to tell.
Oh, wait, isn't the end of I think I remember the end of it though. Like I remember people being pissed off because it was like she gets killed, right? The one the
what, Daenerys?
Yeah. She dies, and then like the dragon, like instead of killing the one
spoilers, by the way. Okay, go ahead.
I don't think Rob cares, right? You're not gonna watch
I don't care about this at all.
Yeah, and y'all 2 have seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the dragon comes through, and instead of killing him, the whole theory is it's killing the seat, it's killing the throne.
Yeah, and he flies off because they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do some fucking side stories on this bitch," you know?
Yeah, I remember people being really pissed off about that when it came out.
Yeah,
I would still put this above all that.
Don't care.
But my issue now is Rob wants to watch the 5th season. My last theory has to do with literally the finale of the show because you 2 before have told me you don't care about the 5th season. Essentially,
well, you're talking about it and it's making it sound interesting, and now I might want to watch it.
I think it's Jordan's enthusiasm. That's what it is.
I love this show, man. It really is. This is
that's how we almost got Jordan to watch The West Wing.
He
was like, no, never mind.
No. I do have it planned to watch all the way through. I am going to be taking time off to watch the entire. Yes, I'm gonna watch the entire show. Let
me know when you watch it because I'll watch it along with you.
I will.
I'll start from the beginning.
By the way,
again. I love
update with Supernatural. We're in season 3 now, right?
Just started season 3, episode 1.
Wow, you're in the thick of it right now. He's in the thick of it.
That's like until he gets to the yellow fever.
He's like maybe 15 minutes in.
He's in the Hera of it.
This is
thick.
Yeah, with like 3 C's. Yeah. No, that's like prime Supernatural right there.
It literally. So 1 through 5 are legendary for me. It's the seasons, but 3 through 5 specifically is like the best TV you're ever gonna watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
for me, it was.
I love it. Yeah.
He's like, I love it, but there's a lot of better shows that I like.
I mean, kind of like I don't know if I call it like the best television ever, but it's fucking awesome.
Take
You
away
know?
Star Wars and like Game of Thrones and stuff like that. 3 through 5 of Supernatural is the best television.
It's top 10.
Jesus Christ, how far do you put it back? Take away. Hold on. This will bring it up a little bit. This will bring it up a little bit more for Dustin. Take away anime.
Okay, like top 5. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I missed all that. I'm still thinking about Hera.
I think we all are thinking about Hera.
That's like half the viewing experience is just being like,
Hera.
yep.
Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi is a lucky man.
Hello there.
Anyway, so I'll leave it up to you guys. I can hold this theory off, and it's no problem. Because if you guys want to watch the last season, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
A part of me wants to watch the last season now.
Then
but
I'm not going to do
I'm
it.
debating whether I should pause Supernatural and go to season 5 of Chuck just to finish it up, or push Chuck, potentially forget about it, and continue on with Supernatural.
I won't do this last one then.
Okay.
And we can end from here, and that's fine. But I'll keep it.
How about this? I'll watch season 5, and we can do like a short
recap,
so I can get into it, and we can feel how
we could
talk
do
about
that.
season 5.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That
down
sounds
for
fun.
it.
All right.
Yep.
Can I
So
just jump in
save
and
it for
watch
now.
like the 5th season without any
do
other
that.
context?
Well, truthfully,
Yeah.
I don't think you really need context
Really?
to watch the 5th season. I think
Just-
I'll join in on this shit.
They
Well,
always do a recap episode at the beginning of the
they
season.
they do.
Just
But
like a quick 30 to 60, 90 seconds recap.
Really,
It'll go over everything.
Here's what you need to know to watch season 5.
Yeah.
You know, Chuck has the intersect.
Yeah. I know that.
You know, Chuck loves Sarah.
Yeah.
And you
I
know
know
they
that.
do. You know they do spy missions.
Yeah.
And you know there was a big beginning story to Sarah's arc to meeting Chuck.
Uh-huh.
That's all you need to know.
There
Well,
you go. You're
I
all
want to
set.
join in on this. I'll watch season 5. Let's go.
Can I just say that Scott
It is on
Bakula
Max.
is
what?
probably one of my favorite. Yeah, it is. That's how I was watching Chuck.
Yeah.
Scott Bakula is probably one of my favorite actors, not of all time, but as far as Chuck's dad.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just love Scott Bakula. He shows up somewhere, and I'm just happy to see him.
dude. So Dustin, you don't need to know this information anyway, but spoilers. But it doesn't matter because you're not going to watch that season. Did you ever see his dad in the show?
No.
Did you get to that point? Okay.
Uh-uh.
So there's a scene, and spoilers again. You're not going to watch it, but I'm letting
Sure.
you know. But I'm going to
Well, I
ruin
mean,
it
I
for you.
might at some point. I don't give a shit. But...
His dad gets killed by Shaw.
Yeah,
What?
he's killed by Superman.
Yeah.
He's killed by Superman.
kills the quantum leap.
Yes.
Superman?
But dude, the scene of that happening
Oh, that is
the
so
most
heartbreaking.
devastating, heartbreaking scene. He gets killed.
He's like, I
immediately-
am the man of cold steel.
So much emotional
Kneel before
damage.
God. But no, so he gets killed, right?
Yeah.
And the fucking episode goes silent. All you see is Chuck screaming. His father's killed. His father's killed in front of him.
So,
And there's a song that is played by what's his name? Nico.
I already know it's not the Pixies.
It's not the Piggies. I literally have this one song by this
That's
guy.
season
and
3,
discovered
right?
him. It's season 3. Nico Sty. And it's a song called One October Song. And the song cuts in. And it's the most like, oh my God. Like they could not have picked the most better, like the best music for this scene. There's no music that would have been better for this moment. The energy in the scene, the emotion in the scene, dude, it is like probably one of the best scenes in this entire series.
Goddamn.
And
Okay.
I just spoiled it all for you.
Yeah. I can't believe Superman would do
I
that.
will-
That sucks.
I will also go out there and say that Zachary Levi is also like one of my favorite humans.
He's
Or
such a
just
cool
actors.
dude.
Yeah,
Did anybody
he
here
did-
watch Video Game High School?
I didn't, but I used to watch Nerd
He's-
HQ all the time.
He's in it for like a small little like he's like a teacher of like a FPS class for like first person shooter class. He's like a teacher for it because it's a video game high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
so
is
he's-
that the one where they have to they get like the teams And it's
Yeah.
like they're okay. I
Yep.
think I've
Well,
seen a little bit of that.
so
one,
Zachary Levi's character in it. So if you've ever seen him do like an interview or something, he's got like a voice where he's like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're just trying to do things. We like this and comic books and Warner Brothers." But then when they put him in this series, they gave him like this hick ass like he's like my day we didn't use those type of controls.
He gave him the sling blade.
They get not super sling blade. I've been screaming, so my throat's a little sore, but like a very hick accent, like a
mashed
like
taters.
we grew up on Super Nintendo controllers. If you like those new Xbox controllers, something like that, like a very
You always done right by me, so I'm gonna let you use the scuff controller.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it was like the first time I saw that. Like I've seen him in Chuck, normal voice. His interview is like his Chuck voice still isn't like his normal voice. If you watch his interviews, you're like, didn't think about his voice being that type of way. And then you see him in Video Game High School, you're like, God damn, this dude really like put in a southern accent for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put in his
He's
A
like-
game, huh?
Zachary Levi though is he's up there. He's good people's.
I forget
Okay.
what the name of his like charity is, but he used to do like Nerd HQ all the time at Comic Con,
Mhm.
where they would bring in these people, like some of the bigger names, and like they had the Supernatural guys, they had the cast from Arrow, they had Stephen Amell by himself, and that all the ticket sales for that would go to this charity. And it was for people like that go like the cleft lips where they don't have like the top of the right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It was so like people in countries over there, like if they didn't have it, they could afford to get that surgery.
You want
So
to
they
know
could fix them.
the sad thing is for me? I honest to God wish like so Chuck, you watch Zachary Levi and Yvonne Strahovski play these two roles, and they fall in love. They
James.
they go to get married in the show. They do all this stuff, right? You almost wish that they were like married in real life. That's how good of a couple they would have been.
Yeah.
If you ask me. That's how good they're like the acting. None of this stuff is like serious acting, right? It's goofy stuff.
Yeah.
But them two and their chemistry acting together is like just fucking top notch.
Are they? I mean, this doesn't
No,
really
they're
matter.
not.
But
They're not together.
no, I was gonna ask, are they like really friends in real life?
I'm sure they are at this point.
That'd
I mean,
be nice.
they did it. They did a
Yeah, she's
show.
been on it with.
Yeah.
She was on the Nerd HQ a couple times.
They did a show for 5 years
Okay.
together that was really kind of like low budget. Nobody really cared about. Like honestly, go back and if you go back and watch it, there's so many fucking like ads in the show for Subway because at Subway started sponsoring it at one point so
Yeah.
they could keep doing the show. And it was like, and it wasn't
Like, at one point, she
like
works at
Subway's
Subway or
just
something, right?
No, she doesn't work at Subway, but at one point, like, it's not like there's like a Subway sign. Like Big Mike, the manager, will be like, got my crispy panini bread with some egg whites from Subway, and like it's like literally lines,
Especially
like
when they
dialogue.
start doing breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, like they
That's right.
literally put it as the dialogue in the show.
Wow. Damn. I don't know. I mean, it's not like a super important thing. You just hear about it all the time where it's like, oh man, they ran 12 to 15 seasons of the show and they seem like they were such good friends, but behind
Really,
the scenes,
they
they actually
hated
don't
each
give a
other.
shit
They
about
wanted
each
to
other.
murder each other. Yeah,
Like Drake and Josh. Like they hated each other.
I think
That's more
Josh had a
recent.
lot of reason.
Yeah.
Well, no, on the show.
I
they
heard.
did-
I heard he wasn't like a
On the show-
fan, but
on the show, Drake was kind of, my understanding was kind of an asshole to Josh, and he talks about it. He never brought it up then, but he talks about it, and he used to give him shit for his weight and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like, just don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a dick move.
It's
But
a
my
dick move.
point is, sometimes things look very, very fun, because of the television show. But
And
then
they're
behind the
not
scenes,
fun.
yeah, anything but fun.
Butt
Yeah.
fun.
No, not even but fun.
Anyways,
Oh man.
I think we
So-
got another episode to record.
Shh. We don't talk
What
about other
about
episodes on
fun?
our episodes we're currently recording. Shh.
yeah, we're not recording other episodes.
We're not. We don't do this show at all. Actually,
No, we don't.
Oh.
This is all AI.
this is all.
In James's head,
This is all James's head
this is like a whole key theory just playing
on,
out.
on our entire lives. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing to cut to,
Ever
like,
since
him?
I messed up in that bowling tournament, I had that mental breakdown.
We're like, what are we gonna do the episode about? And James is like, what if it was about Chuck? And shit.
We're like, hey, that's
I-
great.
Yeah.
We're three of James's imaginary friends.
we all just start clapping for him, and that's all it goes back to, like him like with the whooshing sounds and
I
stuff.
mean, it
And if
makes
you-
sense too, because like nobody would see you guys around down here.
And if you like this kind of insanity,
The YouTube clips are just him, and it's like 3 blink spots. If you
Anyways.
guys like anything that we do here, please
Why?
support. Why? Yes, but please support us. You can find us at facebook.com/the Centerway Society, youtube.com Centerway Society, TikTok Centerway Society. I almost forgot about that one. We do have TikTok. You can find us on all podcasting platforms. We're going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts. If you put
Podcast.
anything and then podcast beside it, we're there. So just
Yeah.
wherever you like to listen, probably
Probably.
Spotify or YouTube, just find
Zune
us there.
podcast.
Zune podcast. Microsoft Zune podcast.
Is Zoom podcast a thing?
No, it is not.
I don't think so.
But anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us. We hope you like Chuck as much as I do. Probably not possible, but we might get back into it another time. So anyway, without further ado,
Edouard.
say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye, guys.